From jaw-dropping thrillers to feel-good romantic series, K-dramas can keep us hooked and make us binge-watch entire seasons in a few days. However, in some cases, the story was not wrapped up neatly within a single season, leaving way too many unanswered questions begging to be resolved. So to tickle your lingering feelings due to cliffhangers, today we're going to discuss 5 K-drama series that desperately call for another season. Number 1. Sweet Home. Adopted from a popular webtoon of the same name, Sweet Home was quite a remarkable series. However, it has diverged completely from the original as the series closes, so there's no way of knowing what comes next unless a second season is in tow. The drama is set in Korea, where an infectious virus is consuming humans and turning them into monsters based on their desire. And our male lead, played by the handsome Song Kang, was based in the greenhouse apartment building, trying to survive along with fellow residents. He's revealed to be infected, but was able to merge with his inner monster and use his power to fight for friends. The many characters of the show all have different backgrounds, personalities, and motives, making for an extremely emotional watch. So far, at the end of the first season, we got to see Song Kang on the run, while the female lead, Yi Kyung, joined forces with the government. The rest of the residents are towed onto government's cars and headed to God knows where, leaving ground for myriads of unanswered questions. First of all, what makes Yoon-soo different from other patients? And will he keep his humanity in the end? Our favorite leader, Eun-hyuk, was buried under the collapsed building while showing signs of infections. But seeing how K-dramas often go, will he actually die? Yi Kyung still hasn't discovered the mystery behind her fiancé's disappearance. And what had she promised the government? And finally, how was Sang-wook still alive? Is he actually Sang-wook, or had he turned into a conscious monster? All these loose threads are begging to be tied in Season 2. So we're looking at you, Netflix. Number 2. Arthdal Chronicles. Arthdal Chronicles. A series of so many great promises. The big-budget drama is the first Korean ancient fantasy series with a star-studded cast, including Jang Dong-won, Song Joong-ki, Kim Ji-won, Kim Ok-vin, and so on. To create the beautiful fictional land of Arthdal for the series, a completely original set was built in Brunei for a total of 8 months. The series follows the central character Eun-som, who was born with a fate to bring disaster to Arthdal. Going through hardships with Eun-som is the beautiful Tanya, destined to become the next great spiritual mother of the Wahan tribe. Other interesting characters like the ambitious Tagon, the smart Saya, and Taealha also portray important roles and bring interesting elements to the plot. However, after 18 episodes divided into 3 parts, the storyline of Arthdal Chronicles is nowhere near done. Forbes even called the drama's final episode not a finale, because it ends on an ambiguous note, while K-pop Map pointed out 19 unanswered questions that the series left to viewers. There are just so many untapped issues, and no closure thus far. Watching the finale, we have to question, will our main couple meet again and have any romance? How will Eun-som handle his relationship with his twin brother, Saya? Can Tagon conquer the East as he wants? How about his newborn? The list goes on. The final episode even ends with the words, "The legend of Arth will continue," like a signal for the second season. However, information about Arthdal Chronicles' second season remains unknown. The drama had failed to impress the Korean audiences, leading to low ratings. Furthermore, the COVID-19 pandemic had made it impossible to film overseas, leading to a whole different set of problems like delayed filmings, regulations, schedule conflicts between the cast, maintenance of the old set, and many, many more. Still, let's hope that our prayers for Season 2 will soon be answered. Number 3. Vagabond. 2019 is said to be a year of terrible, unfulfilling K-drama endings, and Vagabond may have also fallen to such a trope. This big-budget action series scored the highest ratings in its time slot, and won Lee Seung-gi and Bae Suzy multiple awards. But the ending? Let's just say that it isn't an actual ending. Packed to the top with action, never-ending conspiracies, and a tiny sprinkle of romance, this drama drives us stress-sweating until the very last minute of the show. Throughout it all, we follow the male lead Cha Dal-gun, who was thrown amid a conspiracy behind a plane crash that killed his nephew. He took it upon himself to find the party responsible, and along the way, had crossed paths with NIS agent Go Hae-ri. The truth they unveiled had shook the couple to the core, and seeing the corrupted nature of their government and those they trusted was not exactly the pleasant occasion. What's most maddening about Vagabond, though, was the ending, which was the exact scene that we see in the very beginning. Dalgun was killed unsuccessfully after discovering the true mastermind, and had to fake his death to protect Tae-ri, only to be on the opposite side of her. All their previous efforts were actually for nothing, because they played into the hands of the perpetrator all along. I am still unable to accept the current Season 1 ending. I've never been on a cliffhanger so much before. Many audiences exclaimed while watching the finale, while some expressed that the ending calls for a second season. After all of this, though, there's still no news about Vagabond continuing in the future. And considering that the series was filmed outside of Korea, it is unlikely that Vagabond Season 2 will grace us with its presence anytime soon. Number 4. Signal. Yes, it has been years since Signal aired, but let's admit it though. That ending was too much of a cliffhanger, and we kinda need a second season. This fantasy crime drama revolves around 3 police officers, with 2 in the present communicating with the other in the past through a mysterious walkie-talkie. Via limited clues exchanged via this time-bending device, the 3 ops solve crimes together, expose true culprits, and seek the answer between one of their own disappearances. This 16-episode journey is hooked by itsy-bitsy details that are tied up with little loose ends. However, the time-bending trope makes for interesting mysteries, posing the question of if they are changing the past, or had caused the past themselves. The ending of the first season left us with multiple unanswered issues. Is Signal a time loop? Did Officer Lee Jae-han survive the ending? Will they be successful in changing anything of the past? Even the producer and the screenwriter themselves admitted that a second season is in the plan. Kim Eun-hee herself even assured viewers, saying that, "I would like to make Signal 2 before I retire." Still, it has been 5 years already, and there's no sign of Signal's second season. Should we still have faith, or is it time to mourn a forgotten but dearly wished project? Number 5. Squid Game. Squid Game was a phenomenon, having topped Netflix worldwide and was the first Asian series ever to do so. While it follows a typical survival game motif, where competitors struggle to win money at the cost of life, it has its own special charm in the character building, its message against capitalism, and delves into the true scheming behind the game. It was a heartbreaking drama, that's for sure, seeing that out of all of our favorite characters, only one may survive. But while the final competitor had emerged, there are still many, many questions that the show left hanging. First of all, there's the policeman Hwang Jun-ho, who joins the game to find his missing brother. It was later revealed that the brother had been with the game all along, and even shot his own brother off a cliff. But is this the very end? As we can see through many, many K-dramas, a major character's death is not final until we have a body. So considering that Jun-ho was only shot in the shoulder and is now missing, maybe he can come back alive. Further questions like the reason our main character Gi-hoon came back in the end, how the game will continue to run after the death of its creator, and more, are also catalysts to a possible second season. And even though director Hwang Dong-hyuk did not originally plan for the series to go on, its scope of success and many cliffhangers leave us wanting for more. And that's the list. Do you think that the mentioned series deserve to go on? Are there any other series that leave you aching for another season to come? Let us know your opinion in the comments section. And if you want more videos like this, remember to like, share, and subscribe to bbalidrama. See ya!